that time of the year when it gets so cold, nobody wants to come down to the allotment, and I completely understand. But if you want to get ahead of the game, it's definitely worth doing, because spring can be so busy with planting, getting your allotment ready, getting your beds ready, and you want to make sure your beds are fed through the winter, they've not dried out. So it's a good time to start doing things. You know, when you've had a busy year, you just want to step back and relax. But there are also some plants you can be planting as well, especially your garlic and the onions. If you want a good or an early onion crop and you want your garlic, now's the time to be doing it. And especially with the mildness that we've had this year, especially in autumn. So yeah, get out there and get it done, definitely. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be sorting a few beds out. I might need to do a bit of grass cutting, and then we're going to try and get the onions and the garlic out. There's no special way of doing it. Everyone has their own way of gardening. This isn't a channel to show you how to do things. It's just, I just do what I do. Whether it works, whether it don't, you learn from your mistakes. People have been doing it for years and years and they're still learning all the time. So yeah, so let's get on. It's very cold, 4 degrees. So let's yeah, wrap up warm and get doing. The more we move, the more warm we are. Before we get started though, I just wanted to show you my my setup. So out here, I'll just turn you around. I have a solar panel, and then leading through here we have solar cable, control panel, battery, and a kettle. That's all you need. Plus, we've also got a heater if we need it, but that does drain the battery. The beds I'm working around, the grass is a little bit long, so I'm just going to trim the grass quickly with the lawnmower, and then I'm just going to use these 2 beds. I'll just show you. Yeah, these 2 beds here. I'm just going to go this one first. There's a few weeds coming out of it, and we're going to give it a dig over, maybe chuck some compost on it, and the same with that one there. So this one's going to be for the garlic, and this one's going to be for the onions. I did have, a lot of you probably like, well, why is there no borders on your beds? But I never use borders. It's just, throughout the years, if you just want to change your allotment up, it's so much easier to do, and I've never had any issues doing it this way. These 2 beds that I did show you, they were 2 long beds stretching a whole allotment, but I wanted to try different things, and I've struggled doing it in 1 full bed. So I'd wanted a lot of little beds, so just so I can try smaller things really, and try new veg. So I've got the space to do it then. So anyway, I'm going to get these cut, and then we'll prep these beds and get the garlic and onion in. Okay, and it's very cold. Okay, that's that done. It took me a bit longer because I thought, well, I've got the battery, I'll just do it till the battery runs out really, and it took ages to run out. But I managed to get more done, so it means I don't have to do it another day, which is good. The plan is to take the compost, or the straw that I've put on, just transfer it to one of these other beds, and yeah, transfer it to the other beds and just see the quality of the soil, whether I need to add any compost or whatnot. But I might put a bit of straw back on once I've done the garlic, just to protect the mud and the bulbs really, because what they'll be doing over winter is just the roots will just be germinating, and that's pretty much what we want till spring comes along, and then they'll start popping their heads out. So yeah, let's get the straw off, give it a dig through, wake it over, see how we're looking. I'll get the spade. Oh, that's not good. What's under there? So with these, you really want to try and get this. I'll just show you. I'm sure you've seen these before. Sometimes it's really. I think there's some sort of rock or something in here. Hopefully, the soil will be. Yes, I think that soil turned out okay, really. So I'm just going to put garlic straight into that. There's no issues. I'm just going to rake it out. So we're quite lucky there, really. I'm a bit worried about this top end here. It feels like there's a lot of stones or something there, but you know, I think it's deep enough, to hold the roots of any plant, really. Nothing that's gone too deep, and it's only on the edge, so we'll be okay. I'm just going to prep the other bed, and then we'll plant the. We'll do the garlic first, and then we'll do the onion. So it's a nice day today. So I've managed to get the beds dug through and raked. I think they're looking okay, so I'll just turn you around so you can see. Yep, so garlic and onion. I think the soil yeah, the soil, I think the soil is looking really looking really healthy. I think it'll be fine. So I'm just going to plant them, get the bulbs in, and then maybe cover them with a thin layer of like mulch or something. I'll see if there's any horse manure or any sawdust or anything like that. So yeah, let's get this done. Okay, you straight? Alright, if you're straight. See, the problem is today, because the sun is so low, it's really hard to see things. I know it sounds silly, especially in daylight. It seems something it's nice the sun's out, but yeah, it basically is making it a bit difficult to even just seeing the soil. But as you can see, this soil's absolutely lovely, perfect, nice and soft, nice and light. Yeah, quite proud of it actually. So what I do is try and just flatten it out. Obviously we have raked it. Any big bits and stuff like that, and stones, we don't want stones. But yeah, we want to try and get it as flat as you can, just so the bulbs can stay in, just till they root. Once they root, they'll be fine. Obviously many people have probably done onions before. This is how I do it. And then literally get the bulb. If you've never done it before, you have a little rooty side there. I don't know if you can see. Oh, move it on. There you go. So that goes in the ground. That bit just sticks up. I do it so it just pokes up a little bit like that. Some people do it higher. Some people even just sit it on like that. The birds do come along sometimes and they will pick it out. I'm going to go just a little bit deeper this time because it's winter. I'm going to put in a little bit, just a tiny bit of layer of compost on it. And yeah, just to protect them a bit. And they will take longer to probably germinate. Make sure you give them good enough space. I'll probably go about a handful. There are probably measurements if you want to read your instructions on the packet, but generally you're okay, honestly. But you want to give enough space just to weed them and stuff like that, because they do. Weeding round onions is hard work, trust me. So I've gone 4 in a row, put about hand space apart and go up. So I'm going to get these done and then we'll move on to the garlic. Okay, so that's nowhere near all of them. I do the biggest crop in, obviously, in spring, but as you can see, they're in there. Please grow. It's sometimes it's hard doing, you know, winter veg because of the weather. You never know. But yeah, it's always good fun. A lot of people will do them over the winter in the greenhouse. I find when I do them in the greenhouse, I then want to use the soil in the greenhouse, and if the onions aren't finished or the garlic, then you've got to wait, and then you're behind on your summer crops, spring and summer crops. So right, so we're going to do garlic next. Same process, but with the garlic we're going deeper and we're going to cover them. Whereas the onions, we've let them poking out a little bit. Obviously, as I said, some people don't do it like that. They will go plant them all the way down. Some will just sit them on top. Oh, there's a little robin. See if I can zoom in. No, can you see him? No. Got no foot. He probably wants, because I'm digging around. He's going to want these worms. No, you have to be quick. Where has he gone? There he is. Anyway, let's get this garlic done. After making a mess, I've managed to crush up all garlic. The problem is I've mixed up my garlic. The garlic we were using the other day from the supermarket garlic is now also going to be planted outside. So it's another good reason to follow this channel, to see, you know, if supermarket garlic really does grow, and we're going to find out. Okay, I think it will. I'm sure I've tried it before, but it'll be really interesting. Definitely, a good thing to watch. So follow us through the channel, see what we're doing. If you have done this before and you do use, because a lot of people don't like using the supermarket garlic because, well, they say it's probably old, it's had chemicals, pesticides, you know, the usual stuff. And but I think if you were to use it for one crop and then keep the bulbs and use the cloves again to plant for the next year and carry on like that, eventually, you know, it's going to become your garlic, isn't it? It's going to become organic, your garlic that you grow, and it's not going to be the garlic it once was. You know, so that's my thought process behind it. That's if it grows in the first place. So, right, let's get this planted anyway. So garlic's sort of the same process as any other bulb, really. You know, we'll just get it in the ground already and hope it grows. But as long as you don't plant it too deep, because obviously you want the soil, the warmth of the soil, the moisture and everything, that helps with the germination. Obviously we are going to be covering this up the same as we are with the onions, only slightly, well, one, to prevent the weeds from growing, and two, to really, oh, it's clay there. I wonder where I got clay in my soil. That's not good. Maybe this isn't good soil. Yeah, so want to prevent weeds, to also keep nutrients in the soil throughout the winter, and I think it's maybe to keep them a bit warm as well. So same thing, you have the pointy side there, that's where the sprout's going to come from, and you want that flat side, sometimes that has roots on, so you can see, yeah, that's going to be where the roots come out, so you want to put that down. So different to the onions, what I do, push them down so you can't see them, and then just cover them up like that gently. Same thing. I mean, you can just push them down and then chuck a bit of compost on top. That's fine, you know, or mulch. As I said, this might not be the right way. This is just what I do. It seems to work for me. If you have any tips, please let me know, because I'm always learning and I make mistakes all the time, and that's why it's fun. Okay, so I'm going to get the rest of these in, and then we're going to cover them up. straw. I'm going to use, so this is like fresh straw. A lot of people say you shouldn't put it on your beds. I don't mind, because it's really just keep it warm. So what I do, I put this on, and then when spring comes around, I'll take the top layer off and then put processed compost on. That's all, you know, that's had all year to break down, just to refeed the soil really. And sitting on top will just allow the nutrients just to feed through to the bottom. So I'm going to spread this onto these 2 beds now, and then should be done. Okay, so that's all done. That was a tough process, especially in this weather, but I feel a lot warmer now. So it goes to show once you stop, either because the sun's out too much, or maybe because I'm working too hard and I've warmed up. So I'll just show you these beds now. There you go. So that's the garlic bed here, and the next one will be the onion bed. I just wanted to say that if you're new to an allotment or you're gardening on your own, when I first started, I always got always worried just in case people are going to come along and say, oh, you're doing that wrong, or, you know, you've messed that up, that's not going to grow. But yeah, at the end of the day, everyone's got their own way of doing things. There's no right or wrong way. Just trial and error. Seriously, that is what gardening is about. Everyone thinks they know what they're doing. Some people help you, some people offer advice. You don't have to take it. You know, try your own experiments, try new things, because, you know, like with me, you know, I just do whatever makes sense in my head. You know, whether it works or not, then I know whether it's, you know, to do it again. And you know, you just learn as you go along. So don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to try new plants. Obviously, get advice if you like. Take it or leave it, and just find your own way. There you go. So it's been quite a productive day. I've even cut the grass, which I've been putting off for a very long time, and we've got the onions and garlic in. And just, I'm not going to water them because the soil is very wet, so there's no need to. And they're covered up, so just leave them, and hopefully we'll get an early crop, especially on the onions next year. I will put the main crop in, probably in the 2 end beds over there, and while they're turning over I can finish them off. That was the whole point of really creating these extra beds. So yeah, so thanks for watching. Hope you may find this helpful or entertaining, I don't know, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.